The year 2025 was anything but smooth for Meghan Markle. From awkward missteps to high-profile controversies, here's a look at the moments that made headlines and raised eyebrows. It started on New Year's Day. Meghan tried to show a genuine moment of joy by writing 2025 in the sand at the beach, but eagle-eyed viewers spotted multiple previous takes in the background. Authenticity, it seemed, was not on her side. When called out, she swiftly disabled comments, perhaps hoping to dodge a storm, but the drama had only just begun. Later, she released a trailer expecting applause, but instead faced widespread disappointment. YouTube dislikes outnumbered likes, as critics mocked the borrowed house, borrowed clothes setup. Journalists labeled her out of touch and a control freak, while public figures like Justine Bateman called Meghan and Harry ambulance chasers and disaster tourists. Even Fox News nicknamed her Mother Meghan of Montecito, emphasizing her penchant for appearing only in times of crisis. Backstage, Meghan reportedly earned the unflattering nickname Eva during her Spotify days. Royal reporter Neil Sean revealed it referenced the 1995 Joan Crawford drama Queen Bee, symbolizing manipulative and exhausting behavior, something her staff recognized well before she did. 2025 also exposed cracks in Meghan's professional ventures. Vanity Fair revealed that her Netflix deal was far from the claimed $100 million and that Harry had faced financial struggles, including a failed podcast idea. A $20 million Penguin Random House book deal quietly collapsed. Critics like John Melanie pointed out that Meghan often secured funding without clear plans, as seen with her Netflix show, which critics dismissed as a series of ego-driven missteps. Comedian Jack Whitehall noted that Meghan's influence over Harry had sidelined his friends, making everything revolve around her. Public stunts didn't fare better. Her Instagram post about gifting a Billie Eilish shirt to a girl who lost her home in LA fires drew ridicule for being performative. Attempting to launch her, as ever, brand, Meghan was immediately called out for copying pre-existing businesses and logos, including the coat of arms of Majorca. Media outlets like Ranker and The Telegraph frequently criticized her ventures, highlighting stagnant celebrity couple fatigue, failed podcasts, and cringeworthy content. Even Elton John made it clear that while acquainted, they weren't close friends. Reviews were harsh. Variety called her Netflix show an ego trip not worth taking, while critics described her podcast as an insane stream of self-focus. The pattern was clear. 2025 was a year of overreach, failed ventures, and public scrutiny for Meghan Markle. From sandwriting fails to brand disputes, it was a year that tested her image, proving that celebrity alone can't shield anyone from critique. Meghan Markle's ventures have faced widespread criticism and public scrutiny. Her podcast with Love Meghan performed poorly and received a one-star review from The Times, with critics claiming her fame comes solely from marrying Prince Harry. Brands mocked the couple's attempt to call themselves H&M, questioning why two adults would use only the initials of their names. Celebrity chef Jameson SDS criticized the podcast as terrible and hard to watch, and although reports suggested Netflix sent him a legal letter, the company denied it, calling it fake. Following a BBC interview, Meghan and Harry's popularity declined sharply in the UK, with approval ratings hitting an all-time low. Public figures including Brooke Shields described Meghan as overly serious and precious. In another instance, Meghan launched a jam line, but experts called it a failure, noting it resembled what happens when jam goes wrong. Metadata also revealed that her As Ever tea was repackaged from the Republic of Tea, leading to questions about originality. Staff turnover around the couple has been high, reportedly due to Meghan's behavior. With Love, Meghan failed to crack Netflix's top 300, scoring just 3.2 on IMDb and 36% on Rotten Tomatoes. Netflix did not renew their contract, offering only a minimal deal afterward. Martha Stewart subtly criticized Meghan, emphasizing authenticity, while former fan Katherine Ryan publicly accused her of lying and coziness with celebrities. During a Bloomberg interview, Meghan struggled to communicate clearly, relying on vague phrases and claiming the royal family silenced her, yet dodging direct questions. She continued to embrace royal branding, legally changing her name and insisting on being called the Duchess of Sussex, even in small, private interviews. Meghan's public appearances have also drawn criticism. At the Paris Fashion Week, her exaggerated walk and false claims of designer connections were exposed. She faced backlash for posting an Instagram reel with her feet up while riding through the Paris tunnel where Princess Diana died. At a Lowe's Angels-Dodgers game, her attention-seeking behavior resurfaced, echoing past incidents like wearing a Toronto Blue Jays hat. Even awards and humanitarian recognition have been questioned, with critics highlighting the contrast between her accolades and repeated allegations of questionable behavior. Mishaps like a Thanksgiving turkey blunder earned her the nickname Salmonella Sussex, reinforcing public perceptions of incompetence. If illusion had a face, many would argue it is Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle faced heavy criticism for refusing direct contact or assistance for her father, Thomas Markle, after he underwent an emergency leg amputation. Reports indicate she only reached out via the U.S. Embassy to handle a letter. There was no Zoom call, no visit, and no financial help for medical bills, not even as a public relations gesture. Many concluded that, if wickedness had a face, it would be hers. Financial forums revealed that of approximately $5 million in expenses, less than $1 million was distributed. Shortly after, Archewell announced a new sponsorship model including their children, fueling the perception that every move was business-driven. Newsweek labeled Meghan a lifestyle influencer with some of the worst-reviewed projects online. Critics repeatedly pointed out forced charm and a lack of authenticity. At this stage, criticism seemed to follow her faster than success ever did. The word fired seemed made for Meghan. Meredith Maines became the Sussex's 11th publicist in 5 years and eventually quit due to Meghan's reputation, followed by the executive director of Archewell. Page 6 called Archewell a brand in peril, noting how Harry and Meghan managed to upset everyone from royalty to Hollywood. After stepping away from the royal family, they attempted to break into Hollywood but quickly became outsiders. Royal connections vanished, Hollywood patience ran thin, and public sympathy dried up. Their heavily hyped parent network, launched in 2024 as a supposed media empire, quietly faded without updates or explanations. Promises were big, expectations sky-high, but the reality was underwhelming. A quiet failure instead of the next big thing. These were the major callouts Meghan faced in 2025. Which ones did we miss? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe.